everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm doing another testing video. I'm going to be doing a first impression on a foundation. Yay! I love doing these and it's been a while since I've done one. So I actually threatened to do a first impression on this foundation a really long time ago. I actually can't even remember when it was in a haul. Let's check actually. 8 months ago. Oh my god, I can't believe it was that long ago. Let's just brought loads of my old videos up. Yeah, so 8 months ago I did a big W7 haul because I actually won a giveaway on their Instagram, which was sick. And I picked up this foundation. I picked up this foundation to try, and it's the Very Vegan HD foundation. But I got a colour, I was a bit stupid, I got a colour for when I am quite pale, and obviously 8 months ago it was summer and I had a tan. So I haven't really been able to test it out, and I've also been keeping on top of my fake tan recently, but I have absolutely none on at the moment, not a scrap. So I thought, right, I'm going to do this whilst I remember. Let me sort my hair out, hang on. Oh, that'll do it, so I need to get it off my face. Oh, also, do we like my new addition? Oh, that's trippy, trying to do that in the viewfinder. To my background, I went away to Laycock for a couple of days with my friend Tan, and we went to Whitehall Garden Centre, which is insane. If you're ever that way, you have to go there, especially if it's Christmas time. But these were like £7.50, and I was like, yeah, I'm having a neon S for £7.50, so I got it and I'm very excited. I've even shifted over just so it can be in shot. But anyway, Very Vegan foundation. So all it says on here is apply evenly to face using a brush, sponge or fingertips for a flawless complexion. It's paraben free, vegan. It is 32ml, which is slightly more than the standard foundation size. That's usually 30ml. Oh, it says to give it a good shake. It's really liquidy. I don't know if you can hear that or if I just look like a dickhead, but I'm going to see if it says more about the foundation online, because that's all it says on here. I don't know what sort of coverage it's meant to be or anything, so I'm just going to have a quick look online and tell you a bit more about the foundation. They've got a whole Very Vegan range as well, so they've got matte bronzer. I don't know why I said the thingy. They've got like bronzers, blushers, highlights. I think they might even have lipsticks as well. Oh, they've got contour kits now as well, cream and powder, liquid highlighter. They've got a mascara, they've got a loose powder, they've got brushes, liquid eyeliner. Oh, that brush set looks quite good. Oh, they've got 50% off as well at the moment. They've got brow stuff, eyeshadow palettes. Wow, they have actually massively extended this range since I've bought this. But anyway, the foundation retails at £9.95, although they quite often have discounts and sales. At the moment they've got 50% off, so you can get this for £4.98, which is crazy. Let's just see if it says anything about the actual foundation. So, and all of W7's products are cruelty free, but I'm guessing there must be some products that they use that aren't vegan, like they might use a bit of beeswax or something, which is why they have a separate vegan range, but all of W7 is cruelty free, which is great. This has been certified by the Vegan Society. It's a take on their classic HD foundation. I think I tried that and hated it. Oh, but this seems way more liquidy. Oh, well, hopefully I don't hate this. The W7 HD foundation, rich and creamy foundation, formulated for buildable light to medium coverage, lasting up to 12 hours. Thanks to its pump applicator, you can distribute your desired amount of product without pouring or tipping, reducing product waste. It's only got 2 reviews, but they're both 5-star on there, so hopefully it will be good, and hopefully I'll like it more than the HD one. I don't think I hated the HD one, I just think I found it quite heavy and I couldn't wait to get it off of my skin, if I remember rightly. But I do love their photo shoot HD foundation. That's one of my favourite foundations, so hopefully this is a bit more like that. But oh, this actually oh, I don't know if it's going to be dark or a really good match, but who knows. So this is the foundation up close. It's just in a simple frosted glass bottle with a shiny white lid and a shiny white pump. I actually really like the packaging. I think it's quite simple, looks quite expensive because it's frosted and it's glass packaging. And yeah, like I said, it's 32ml instead of the standard 30ml. I've picked up the shade Fresh Beige. I actually have a feeling this is going to be a little bit dark for me now, but never mind. As always, I will prime one half of my face just to see if that has a difference. There's a dog. If that has a difference in how it wears, how it applies, the longevity, whether it affects how my pores look and how it looks in general, basically. And I'm also going to test using a damp, I always say beauty blender, but I actually use the Real Technique sponge or a brush and see which I prefer applying with. Generally, I actually tend not to prime, to be honest. I've got my, which if you check out my Instagram video, I did like my little skincare routine and I explained on there that I use this, which is my vitamin C Super Booster Gel Daily Brightening Moisturizer, and because it's a gel it's a little bit tacky. Sorry, I was just reading the ingredients, getting distracted, which means if I apply my foundation straight away, it actually lasts really well and it makes my skin look really nice. So I've applied that on about half an hour ago and let that soak in, so that should not affect how that wears, and then we can test the primer. So I'm going to prime. Ooh, which side shall I go for? Do I always do the right side? No, I think I mix it up, but let's do the right side today. Also my pump is clogged, which is why I'm just like scooping it out. But I'm just using the Bare Minerals Prime Time Original Base. It's just kind of like a basic primer, but it's actually pretty good, and it's what I've used in most of my videos to test it out the other foundations. So I feel like it's a fair test if I do that. And here comes the bright red face. I wish my face did not do that. Right, let's zoom you guys in a bit so you can actually see what is going on. So I'm going to do one pump. Oh, that was kind of half a pump, so I'll do another one. Oh, that's actually darker than it looks. Damn, maybe I should have had a little bit of fake tan. Whoopsie. Oh, it'll work. And I'm gonna start with a brush on the unprimed side. This is from Primark. It's a foundation blending brush, the 102 brush. It's really cool though. It's like, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of angled, but it's actually really nice for like applying and blending. I tend to generally use a sponge, but sometimes if I'm in a rush, I'll like whack it all over my face with a brush and then blend with a sponge afterwards. But yeah, I really like this. Oh, this is so much darker than it looks in the bottle. Can I just show you the difference? Oh no, maybe it oxidizes. Oh, I was going to go out today as well. Never mind. Right, let's just... Oh, it feels really lightweight and liquidy. Okay, the colour match isn't too bad. I think I can get away with it. I think the coverage is quite good so far. I like how it blends with the brush so far. I think that went on really easy. It blended super easily. I'm now going to try with a damp sponge and see if that makes a difference. I need to do another pump on my hand. I like how thin and lightweight it is, but it still has good coverage. I wouldn't say it's light to medium buildable. I would say it starts off medium, really, because it's covered pretty much all the pinkness in my cheeks. You can see freckles through still, but yeah, I think it's a lot better coverage than I expected. Both brush and sponge apply really nicely. Usually I prefer the sponge, but I actually really like both, to be honest. I'm just going to go back over this and build up coverage just to see if it's easy to blend more on top, which it is. I wonder if it does oxidize. Ever so slightly, but oh God, yeah, look at my neck compared to my face. Okay, yeah, we'll be blending it down the neck today, that's for sure. It didn't say what sort of finish it's meant to be, and I think it's kind of like a, I was going to say demi matte, but it looks quite glowy in the viewfinder. Yeah, no, it's definitely got a bit of a shine to it. I'd say it's kind of, it's glowy, but it looks like skin. It's got a really nice finish so far. Right, I'm just going to blend it down my neck. I might have to wear a high neck top today. Oh dear, I can't believe I've waited for months to test this foundation out because I thought it was too pale. And now I'm too pale. Okay, yeah, I'm going to be wearing a high neck top. Because it matches my arms. My arms are so much more tan than my face and my neck. So yeah, it blended really easily and looks really nice on the unprimed side. I'm now going to do another, I'm going to say 2 pumps because the amount it pumps out is actually a really small amount. And again, I'll go back in with the brush. Yeah, it definitely does oxidise. If you look at the dry bit on my hand compared to the fresh bit, yeah, definitely oxidises a bit. So bear that in mind. Still blends super easy. I'd actually say it blended slightly easier on the unprimed side, but still blends really nicely on the primed side if you do prefer using primer. Now with the sponge again. Seems to be a bit matter with the primer, and it isn't a mattifying primer, it's just kind of just a general primer. So it shouldn't make a difference that much in the terms of finish. Again, blends really easily with the sponge. I'm just going to do another pump and build up coverage on the cheek and check that it builds up okay on the prime side as well. I, yeah, literally like the brush and the sponge just as much as each other. I think that when I use the brush it blends really nicely and I don't have to go over the top with the sponge. I'm just using the sponge because that's generally what I apply my foundation with. I think the coverage is way better than they made it out to be. Oh my god, look at the difference. Whoopsie. I would say it's a medium buildable foundation. I'd say it starts off medium, covers pretty much all the pinkness in my cheeks. You can't see an awful lot of my freckles, just the bigger ones. So I'd say because I've built it up, it's kind of not completely full coverage, but not far off. But it looks like it's got such a nice finish. It just looks like skin, looks really healthy and glowy and not too heavy. The only thing I can notice currently is that you can see like my pores on my cheeks at the moment. It seems to have accentuated those, but I quite often find when I first apply a foundation it does that, and then after a few minutes it kind of settles into my skin and then looks flawless. But it also didn't claim to like cover your pores or anything like that. So yeah, I really like that. That was so easy to apply and blend. Right, I'm gonna go away, pop my concealer on. I won't set my face with powder. I never do. I literally only set under my eyes, which I will do as normal. I'm gonna take a flash test just to see how it performs under flash photography and lighting, see if I look greasy and get any bounce back or anything like that, and then I will be back to discuss. So my brows are on, if you couldn't tell, and I've complied. What is wrong with me today? I have applied my concealer and just set under my eyes with my usual powder that I use. Haven't powdered anywhere else on my face, and I just took a flash test, so I will insert that now. So there was a tiny little bit of flashback, but it just to the point where it made my skin look glowy. It didn't make me look greasy or oily or like I had like really heavy makeup on my face. It feels really lightweight, like my skin feels like it can breathe. I can almost feel the air going onto my skin, which is really nice. My concealer blended super easily on top and it was really easy to set with powder, didn't go funny or anything. It still looks really nice, like I've got like the right amount of glow. It's still quite skin-like. I just really like the finish of this. It actually looks like I've got a bit of highlighter on, which I personally love. But yeah, I think the coverage is great. The coverage looks insane on camera. And in person as well, I definitely think it's more than light to medium. But yeah, my pores, like I said, it's actually settled into them a lot better now, so it seems a lot smoother. I mean, you can still see them slightly, and you can see a tiny little bit of texture around my nose, but no more than my other foundations. For some reason I get like a weird little bit of texture here. I don't know if it's because I quite often wear glasses or something, I'm not sure. It's sunk ever so slightly into the lines in my head, which again is quite a common thing for me. Yeah, you can't really see, so it's obviously only clear to me when I'm looking really closely. I actually really like the colour, like the tone is perfect. If you look at it next to my arm, it's just obviously way too dark, so I've had to like put it all the way down my neck. It's gone maybe slightly more matte than earlier. It feels a little bit tacky, so if you like to set your face all over with powder, then maybe you would want to do that, but I don't think it transfers an awful lot. No, not really. And I'm quite happy to leave it like that. I kind of find that I do that with all my foundations and they last anyway, so that doesn't bother me. But yeah, so far so good. So the time is 10:46 now, and I will be back in a few hours to update you on how it's doing. Hi guys, so I'm back for my first update. The time is now 6 minutes past 2, so I've had it on for about, what time did I say? It's about 10:45, I think. So about, well, nearly 3.5 hours. So, where's my mirror gone? Let's have a look and see what it's doing. Oh, I've got the rest of my makeup on now, obviously, as you can see. And it applied really nicely, so I've not had any problems there. Yeah, it applied really nicely as normal, and I'm really happy with how it looks. The highlight is looking good, and I felt like mermaid waving my hair, so I did. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, wow. It looks really good. It hasn't oxidized anymore, which is great, and the colour actually doesn't look that bad now, but I am going to change into a higher neck top when I go out, definitely. It looks really smooth across my skin still, really flawless. It's still got like a nice glowy skin-like finish. In fact, it had kind of like mattified a little bit earlier, but it seems to be a little bit glowy again, just sort of in the forehead area on the chin and like across the cheeks, which I actually don't mind because I like dewy skin. Even though I have been loving matte foundation recently, I do still love dewy skin. If this gets too oily, perhaps next time I would have to set with powder, but we'll see how that goes throughout the day. It's actually looking slightly better on the unprimed side. On the primed side, it seems to have settled into my pores ever so slightly compared to the unprimed side, but other than that, I can't see any difference at all. It's not faded anywhere. It's not started to melt around my nostrils yet, which is great. Overall, it looks really nice. Like, the things I'm picking up on are when I've got the mirror really close and I'm really studying, but from a distance, yeah, it looks really nice. Maybe, yeah, I think this might become a problem later in the day, but at the moment it's okay. And I've just got like a healthy glow, and it looks amazing on camera. Yeah, like you can see, it just kind of looks like skin. That's it. I will be back in another couple of hours with another update. Hello everybody. Wait a minute. Hey, that's better. Oh my god. Right, the time is now 5:45, which means I've had this on for, well, what time did I say earlier? 10:45. Had this on for 7 hours so far. I can notice just in the viewfinder that my chin is way more shiny and just a little bit across, like above my brows and on my forehead. But I'm going to get a closer look with the mirror. I mean, it still looks good. It's gone slightly oily kind of on this little section, which I actually don't mind, and a little bit across my top lip. The main area that's gone oily is my chin and here, which I could pick up on the viewfinder, but it still looks good. Like, yeah, maybe the chin is a little bit too oily for me now, but it hasn't faded anywhere. Coverage still looks great. It hasn't caked up anywhere, hasn't sunk any more into my pores on either side. Still looking great there. It's gone a little bit shiny on my nose as well, actually, but it's not feeling heavy or anything. My skin still feels like it can breathe. Oh, I forgot to check the lines in my forehead. No, not really sunk into there either, and the rest of my makeup on top still looks really good. Oh good god, I need to pluck my eyebrows, they're terrible. But yeah, the only thing is the chin so far, so I would probably set that with powder in future just to make sure it didn't go this shiny. I've got quite a big chin anyway, so I don't really want to accentuate that. But if you like super dewy skin and don't mind a little bit of shine on your chin, then this will be fine for you. But for me personally, I would set my chin with powder when I did my under eyes. Oh, something else I forgot to check. I'm not very good at this, am I? Oh yeah, it started to melt round my nostrils a tiny bit as well. Nothing too noticeable, because I mean I forgot to mention it, to be fair. I'd say it's slightly worse on the primed side compared to the unprimed side, and where it's gone a little bit shiny sort of on my above my top lip, it looks slightly heavier there, but not much at all, and not like to the point where you think, oh my god, she is cakey. But yeah, that's it so far, so I will be back in a few more hours with my final update and little review. Hello everybody, the time is now about 10:05. Love that I just looked at my wrist for the time, I haven't even got my watch on. So I have had this foundation on for about 11.5 hours, I think. I was going to wait until it had been the full 12, but I can't wait to just get in the shower, to be honest. I want to wash my hair and stuff. So I figured I'd do my like final update a little bit early, but yeah, pretty much I've had it on for 11.5 hours. I'm gonna have a look. It looks slightly more shiny here in the viewfinder, but I'm gonna have a look in the mirror and see what it's doing. Oh, to be honest, it's actually not got a lot more oily than earlier. Slightly more between the brows, a little bit across the cheeks. Like I said, the chin hasn't actually got that much worse. Overall it's lasted really well. It has sunk slightly into my pores now, and yeah, it's just looking slightly more oily all over generally actually, and because of that it started to look slightly heavy. I think what I would do next time, I'll definitely be using this foundation again, so that's good, and overall I have really liked it. I think what I would do next time is not build it up to see if obviously I did it today to see if I could get good coverage, but I wouldn't build up layers. I'd have like quite a thin layer. I'd probably use the brush to get quite a thin layer, and maybe go over the top with a beauty blender if I needed to, and just have it as a medium coverage foundation. I think that might help with the heaviness, and I would just make sure I set my chin and round my nostrils, because it has melted quite a bit around my nostrils. Just to make sure that the bits that I don't want to go oily don't go oily. I don't know if a setting spray would help. Whenever I'm testing foundations, I never use a setting spray because I like to test it in its truest form. And also I would not bother with primer, which I don't do anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't bother using primer because it blended slightly easier on the unprimed side. Pretty much the same, but slightly better this side, particularly with the brush. And my pores look better on the unprimed side, and it's also gone less sort of greasy around the nostrils. But overall, I'm really impressed with this foundation. So if you're looking for a vegan, cruelty-free foundation, I would definitely recommend trying this out. So yeah, my only ever complaint about W7 is the fact that their shade ranges are crap. I won't lie. They need to definitely 100% have a better shade range, but hopefully that is something that they're working on. But yeah, have a look and see if you can pick it up in your shade, and if you can, I would definitely recommend trying it out. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hold on a minute. Can't not have the neon S. They're on for my outro. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was helpful. If there's any other foundations you want me to test out and do a wear test and all that jazz, then just comment down below and let me know which one it is, and I'll try and do that for you. But don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next one.